Hello, everyone. And again, I'm Louise Hicks, your host of Aim to Purpose Spiritual Empowerment Hour. And we are doing a part 2 because we talked about 5 things that we were going to talk about as we did the part 1. And again, we're talking about vision on board and supporting Black businesses and what we can do to support and elevate our Black businesses. And this part 2 of that podcast is with Miss Angela Flakes. And we're excited because she's going to share with us 5 things to help your personal brand. So welcome again, Angela. And as I said, this will be 2 parts. Again, Louise Hicks, my YouTube channel is aimed, AIMED, the number 2, Purpose Radio, Aim to Purpose Radio. Go there and subscribe, give a thumbs up, leave comments, check out the content because we have a lot to say to elevate. And we're coming back in with the part 2 live because I want Angela to share how you can elevate your Black business through your personal brand. So go ahead, Angela, and welcome.
Great. Thank you so much again for having me. So yes, when it comes to, and excuse me, my voice is a bit scratchy, so apologies. But when it comes to building, and this is for anyone, I actually learned about these 5 elements or these 5 words on the job. And so it resonated with me. There's this woman, and she served as a mentor. She was actually a baby boomer. And she made me put together this personal brand board. And I never forgot that. I said, oh my God, I learned this and I'm going to tell everyone I know about it. And so I mentioned I was a substitute teacher temporarily in the last video. And what I've been doing is utilizing that opportunity to share about students building their personal brand. But I think this is not just for students. This is just for anyone, especially if you are trying to build a business. I think you need to, first of all, know who you are. So these are 5 keywords. And the first one is perception. Perception is basically, how do people see you? Do you know how people see you? How do you want people to see you? And so I think that's really, really important, especially when you think about your business and as you're building your brand as a person, because you are the face of your company. So how do you want people to perceive you? Secondly, is value. What value do you bring to the table when it comes to your business? What makes your business different from all of the other business? We're talking about Black businesses, right? So okay, one aspect of it is that you are a Black business. So that's what sets you apart. But what else? What value do you bring to the table? What makes you unique? So definitely think about that. And I think a really good way to identify the value you bring is identifying your strengths. What skills do you have? What are your top 3 strengths, right? What do you value? What's important to you as a person, as an individual? And I think that would definitely reflect in your business. Thirdly is visibility. So visibility is, how can you make yourself more visible? And I think when I translate that to a business, marketing, right? How can you be more marketable? How are you putting yourself out there? And I also think that ties into perception very much so. How do you want to be visible to the world, to your customers, to people, right? And then we have reputation. What type of reputation do you want to have? And when we think about all of these different artists, and I always, when you think about it, let's see, I just always say Beyonce, but when you think about Beyonce, quickly we can say she's a singer, they call her Queen Bee, all of these different things, but we can immediately talk about her brand. We can immediately associate something. She has a reputation for performing very well. Obama. Well, you think about what he has a reputation for. I would say being the best president, right? But just think about what type of reputation. And I think the key to building a reputation is consistency. So once you figure out how you want to show up to the world, how you want to represent yourself, be consistent in such a way that you begin to build a reputation for your business. And then lastly is authenticity. how can you be authentic? So it goes back to that question. Yes, you are a Black business, or if you're a person that's not of color, yes, you have a business, but how can you really be authentic? I always use my dad, he's a business owner, Marco's Pepper Girl. And, his unique concept is the 3 peppers, that's authenticity, right? And he uses his
Yes.
military experience to really market himself in all these different ways. So definitely think about that as you are, whether you're starting a business, whether you're expanding your business, you're looking for your business to grow. I think those 5 key areas will be really important to not only building your personal brand, but overall building your business.
Oh gosh, I love that. And everybody that's on now, again, Louise Hicks here. We did the prior part 1, and I wanted to do this one separately to give Angela an opportunity to bring to you how you brand yourself. And this is something that she came up with on branding, and how brilliant when she talks about it. Not only does she just give you the 5 things of branding, being personally branding, she is giving you how you go about it: perception, value, visibility, reputation, authenticity. All of those things are so valuable and so important to branding yourself, because you have to make sure that people are aware as to who you are as a person, and in branding yourself. And look how she's branding herself. She's given you 5 personal things that she's also utilizing to brand herself and to mentor these students. She's teaching them the perception of themselves. She's teaching them the value of who they are. She's teaching them how to become visible in a positive way. She's teaching them about reputation, how you build a reputation, and a reputation with credibility, because that's so important. With credibility, integrity, those are some key words. And authenticity. It's so important to let people know that you're genuine, you're authentic. And she gave you examples of every one of them. I love it. And this is why we did this as a part 2 of our Let's Talk Vision on Board and supporting Black businesses, what we can do to support and elevate our Black businesses, and what is more important than branding yourself. And that's why when I come and do this podcast, I come into it being real, being authentic, establishing my reputation as a positive person with integrity, with character, and particularly as Black women. That's what we have to do. We need to have that reputation, having character and integrity, being genuine, authentic, and having the visibility like we are here today, and giving value to what we do. And while we're here, I wanted to mention another thing. As I had already spoken to you about, I do have a bachelor's degree in social work from California State University, Long Beach. I do coaching, my L. Hicks Consulting Services, LLC, where I do coaching one-on-one, a group. I facilitated the Vision on Board, and we talked about that, where Angela shared with you what has happened to her since the Vision on Board. And it's all in part 1. So as I said, this is a part 1 and a part 2. It will be on my YouTube channel, although we're doing it live right now on Facebook, but it will be on my YouTube channel as well, where you can go and see the part 1 and part 2 of Vision on Board and supporting Black businesses, where we gave information on some of the challenges we face as Black businesses. And we do face challenges, and a lot of it, as we mentioned, is by design, but that will never stop us as Black people, period, and us as Black women coming together, loving one another, because that's the key to it: love of self and love of one another. So I thank you, Angela, because you articulated that so well. I mean, and you put that together, right? Because you said, go ahead.
It was actually something that it really came from my job, but it was something that I actually began teaching to other people within the job. And then when my mentor had me to come up with this brand board, I said, okay, this is too good. I have to share it. And it just resonated with me. So I wouldn't say that it's necessarily original per se, but I kind of tweaked it in such a way that it's relatable, it's relevant.
Well, you tweaked it to meet the needs and to fit the need. And that's what we all do. Most of us never come up with anything original. We tweak it because we've had so many shoulders that we've stood on.
Right.
And we come along and we tweak things. And I like to use Marcus Garvey. That's one of my favorite persons from the past. And we see, he talks about that tree with those roots and everything. And as we go along and move into more modern times, we do tweak things, but you tweaked it so eloquently. And I love that, how you did that. But most of the time we don't come up with original stuff. And as I say, why reinvent the wheel if you have a wheel that's already been invented that you can improve upon?
And the thing is, it worked for me. It really helped me to actually, at that time, keep my job. So it just so happened I was placed into a position that it just didn't work out, but I was actually promoted to a position. They laid off over 10,000 people. And so there were only 2 people within my team that actually were able, that survived the layoff. And so through building that personal brand and really working hard and putting myself out there, that's how I kept my job. So it worked. And I definitely want to spread the love, especially in terms of supporting my people. Definitely.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So let's all take that into consideration. Everything Angela has shared, all of these 5, like I said, and she went into detail: perception, value, visibility, reputation, and authenticity. So just go through it and listen to this because it's so valuable to all of us. And as I said, I thank you all for joining. And this is part 2. It will be on YouTube, uploaded as a part 2. And come back every week because we're here every Sunday. And Angela, you're welcome to come into the show at any time and bring your expertise, because I noticed you said you're a mentor really for the younger generation, and you are a millennial, and we need that. We need a lot of it. And as a baby boomer, I learned from Generation X, and I learned from the millennials, and I learned from the 8-year-olds like my granddaughter, because we have a show, and I meant to mention that last time. It's called Fun, F-U-N, the letter N, Learning, Fun in Learning with Grandma Louise and Nigel E. Jewell. And my 8-year-old granddaughter is the host of that show. And we have the YouTube channel, Fun in Learning. So join us. And do you have a channel that, Angela?
So I do have a YouTube channel. I actually use that channel to market. I love fragrances. So I do use that channel to talk about fragrances. But I'm beginning to use, because of the nonprofit bit or the business I was telling you about starting up and around education, I do have a little project where I'm going to be utilizing that platform, the same YouTube platform, to start talking about some of the issues around youth. A lot of the things that I see in the classrooms with the students, mindset, all of those things. So you will see those coming up. So I'll subscribe to your channel for sure, and I will let you know when those videos are posted.
Let us know, and then come back and share some more of that with us. That would be awesome and amazing. And thank you again for coming back for part 2 of our talk for today, Vision on Board and Supporting Black Businesses, what we can do to support and elevate. And we can certainly use these 5 things of how to personally brand yourself in a business, any business, but we are talking more about our Black businesses today. So thank you again for coming in. And to everybody else, if you're watching part 2, thank you for watching. Again, Louise Hicks, go to my YouTube channel, Aim to Purpose Radio, and that's the number 2, AIMED, the number 2, Purpose Radio. Subscribe, leave comments, and join us again next Sunday. And I may come in again during the week to talk about whatever is relevant. And let's stay positive, everybody. And thank you all again. And as I always leave, your power lies within you. Let it loose. And you can always contact me through my website, louisehicks.com, or on my social medias. I'm on Instagram, Louise Hicks, A2A, the number 2P. I'm on Facebook, Lou Hicks, Louise Hicks as well. And I have groups on Facebook. And you go to my website, louisehicks.com. You can orchestrate or navigate through all of my social medias. And have a good rest of your day, Angela. And thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.